tatta dhim tatakita dhim tadim tattam. Hello everyone, this is Padma. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I share with you the dance and philosophy from ancient goddess tradition from my culture, which is India. For those who are new to this channel, my name is Padma Menon. I am a dancer, philosopher, and teacher. I was born and raised in India. I started my dance career at the very young age of 9 years. I have had the privilege of studying with legendary masters in dance, in philosophy, in ritual, ceremony, martial arts, and yoga, and I truly am really honored to acknowledge that I stand on the shoulders of giants in whatever I offer. I've lived and worked all over the world. My life has been dedicated to tracing the roots of my dance lineage in ancient goddess traditions, which pre-existed many of the Indian practices and philosophies that we know today. And my passion is to share these offerings, to share this practice with people all over the world. So I have supported women in many different parts of the world through life transformations, through getting in touch with their passion, manifesting it, to reclaiming all of themselves, their bodies, their sensations, their life experiences as divine and as sacred, so that we could move in the world, in our daily lives, in a sacred and divine way. Today I want to share with you a practice of Shiva, the divine masculine. And of course, the archetype of the divine masculine is an integral part of goddess traditions across the world, not just in India. And Shiva is a very ancient practice. In fact, he is more ancient than even his name by which we know him today, by several thousands of years. And the root of the Shiva practice is in dance. And it is really through dance that we understand, or we experience, we don't understand in the mind, but we experience in the body the essence of Shiva's invitation, which is that the answer is within. Now, this can also lead to the misunderstanding sometimes that we have about Shiva, which is that it is about withdrawing from reality. It is about disconnecting from reality. It is about avoiding and going into this cave and cutting off. And actually, Shiva is anything but that. Think of it as a river that comes down from the source and that flows out, and then as it flows out into the world, it gets split up into many streams. And so that original force starts to get dissipated. And that is it with our consciousness and our attention. So when we put it out into the world, it starts to get parceled. And of course, in these times, in many different parts of the world, we are living in times where there is increasing fragmentation. So even sometimes in our daily lives, simple things that that there was a certain flow in our daily lives, the organic flow of going to school, going to work, going to the shops, or going to visit somebody. And now all of that has this kind of stop-start flow. I mean, it's actually not a flow, it's this stop-start sensation, stop-start experience, which of course dissipates. It's again like these streams which are not even allowed to flow, and there is this constant stoppages. By the way, I'm not making any judgment on what's going on. This is simply an observation, and I'm hoping that this practice will allow us to navigate whatever our reality is with fullness and with passion and with beauty and with sacredness. So that is the purpose of this offering. So what we do in Shiva, the invitation, is to gather all these streams. Now, when you gather it, there is incredible force. Imagining if you bring all those streams of water into that main water body, it starts to build force and energy, and then you return it to the body. So it's that flowing back, and you ground that energy, you ground that consciousness. So many ancient forms of Shiva used to hold the pot in one hand, and here I've always got this pot in my studio, which is a constant reminder to me about the goddess dimension of the body, which is the pot, our lower body as the pot. I shared a pot practice with you some time ago, and I'll put a link to that in the notes and in the comment section on Facebook, and you can check it out if you want to find out what the pot practice is. But the lower part of our body is the pot, and this is the goddess dimension. So we drop the energies, we return the energies, and then it's like you ground an electric current. You drop it and you ground it into the earth. And then you flow, because there's always a flow. It's never a disconnection. The greatest thing about the goddess tradition is constant flow and movement. So it is not even an inner and outer thing. So you can see how now in Shiva, it is not about disconnecting your energy and going inside at all, but it is about gathering that energy, that force, grounding, connecting to the earth, connecting to that fullness, connecting to that source, and then from that fullness, from that wholeness, manifesting it. Now, this may seem really abstract when I'm talking about it, and that is, of course, the challenge with embodied traditions, is that the minute you convert them into words in the mind, they become very abstract. And that is also the reason why so many of them disappeared when the textual traditions became more important, because it was impossible to really to perceive what they were without actually putting them into the body. And so that's what we're going to do right now. Please join me in this very simple practice of the Shiva movement, Samhara, it's called, gathering, returning, grounding, and offering, moving. Okay, so I'll step back so you can see my lower body. And we start with just standing, feet slightly apart. And now our eyes are usually looking in the far horizon. So we put our hands as far as they can go and bring the gaze close to the body. So don't, without closing the eyes, it's like you're looking down at your hands. So you just drop the chin a little bit and looking at your body and the hands. Check that you're breathing. And when you breathe, can you smell? So it's not mechanical. Can you smell? Maybe the scent of your own skin, the scent of your body. So something intimate. And then putting the hands on the body now, just drop the weight of the thoughts around your neck, the crowded weight of the chest. Drop it down into the pot of your lower body, into the feet, so like the base of the pot, and pushing the hips back, just drop down into that weight. You don't need to go too far. It's just so that you can get in touch with your weight in your feet. And then we just drop our arms and we release those hips. So we've brought, and you can do this again. If you're still feeling like you're out there, you can do this again, bringing that gaze. And I hope you can feel as you come in, how strong the attention and consciousness is. If you're not thinking of cutting out, you're thinking of bringing it and dropping it into your feet, into the pot. And then you move it. And as you move now, you take your eyes and your ears. So you drop the head. It's like with your ears, you're listening to the hips, and with your eyes, you're looking through at the corner of the eyes as you move the hips. And it's like your consciousness now is gone through the body And now you can bring your arms as well along with the hips, and it's like it's behind you. You're spreading it. So this is where it's moving, it's spreading. It's like you're opening up this cave behind your body. So as you're looking down and behind, so it's like your space, which is outside of you, in front of you, is now in your body, behind you, through your body, into this infinite cave of your body. Moving the arms and still breathing. Nothing is mechanical. It's just flow. And we gather that, and on the balls of the feet, we bring it into its fire. So Shiva is also fire. The vibration, the pulsation, the heat, the passion here in the lower body. With the arms, it's like you're holding this electricity. And then you move it out and just take a few steps, not in a straight line, as if you're meandering. Keeping your eyes strong, the gaze is strong. And gently take a couple of breaths. And you can return to your day. So I hope that this will give you a way of coming back to groundedness, coming back to a sense of flow from a day perhaps where you're feeling really difficult to find the flow, the stop-start, and the way in which our energy and our attention is so parceled out in the times we live in, small parcels everywhere. Even the one thing has multiple parceling of energy. So this is a way of just bringing it all back, returning it to the power of its source, grounding it, and then moving from that groundedness. My invitation to you is, don't go into it thinking of that it's about a solution, because the minute we do that, we already know what that solution is. We already have an idea of what we want, and that doesn't really keep us in presence. So my invitation is, just go into it just to feel the flow. And you may find that it shifts your perception. You may find that it just brings you a little bit more vitality and energy and flow within yourself. And that will help you to do whatever it is that you need to do. It's a very simple thing, because really, at the end of the day, it is the very simple things that make our daily lives flow. We don't need the whole world to change for our life to flow, for our every day in our lives to flow. We just need a simple shift sometimes to just get through one day. And so that is the beautiful simplicity and the gift of this Shiva practice. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will continue to enjoy Shiva. I hope you will let me know how you feel, and I look forward to your company again on this channel.